Hey, what's up, it's Tectonic, and today we're back with some more Planet Coaster. So this entire episode is going to be one very long time-lapse. And so we're going to start off with just making this coaster's ending a bit better, because there was a massive break one, and then there was like, you just basically did nothing until you reached the station. So actually multiple times throughout this time lapse, you're going to see me fine-tuning this roller coaster because I wanted it to be better than it was. I wasn't super happy with how it turned out, so I made it slightly better. It's slightly less likely to kill you now, and the main premise of this time lapse is altering the scenery around this ride and also Eagle Flight, the hypercoaster, the steel hypercoaster. It's immediately next to this ride. So we do a ton of scenery. Like, I'm just looking at this right now and I'm like, whoa. That was that was a long time ago. Anyways, yeah, here's me just riding this ride just to make sure just to find any spots that are going to kill you. And yeah, that was I remember that being very deadly. And there was a few spots here as well. I flattened the banking out because I thought it was a bit too steep. There's several spots I actually turned off the catwalk because I thought it'd be a bit scarier for anyone who's riding it, because it's like there's no catwalk support thing. And yeah, we also have. This is the only ride placement that we have in this thing. We place a Enterprise ride, which is called I call it Fireball. Feel free to suggest names as per usual. But yeah, so there's a lot of scenery editing. I won't have a lot to comment on until I actually get to that, because I do have a lot of micromanagement. But what I want to talk about is what I did after I finished the time lapse. Because I finished the time lapse and I did a bit of messing around. And what I messed around with was trying to get guest happiness up, because what we were having was we were getting a lot of people getting refunds. And oh, here I am having a chat with someone. Anyways, so we were getting a ton of refunds and we were losing a lot of money, and that was not good because I don't like losing money. The loss of money didn't seem very directly related to refunds, and I'm not entirely sure refunds actually go for each ride. I'm 90% sure now that after a bit of experimentation that refunds are just for park entry. So the refund, so they were getting their $2 of park entry back. Which, I mean, okay, that's interesting. It's certainly unexpected. So the issue we're really having in this park is a lot of people are getting pickpocketed, and a lot of people aren't fitting on queues. So I guess what I really need to do is in the next episode, I need to go to I either need to make a lot of queues longer, and I mean a lot of queues. Basically, every roller coaster that I can fit a longer queue, I will have to make a longer queue. So this one, and particularly this ride and Eagle Flight, will need longer queues. And the other issue we're having a lot of problems with is drinks. I have placed vending machines, which are part of the new DLC. I haven't bought the DLC, but they came in. Sorry, they aren't part of the DLC. They're free patch. Yeah, they're in the new free patch, and I have placed them in a lot of places, but the drink problem just doesn't seem to be getting solved, and like it's really starting to bother me. And another thing that I'm really having an issue with is pickpockets, which are severely making people, like, after this, I just spent like an hour just trying to get people leaving the park to get the rating up, and I couldn't for the life of me get that to work. And the biggest issue that we're having is people are leaving this place broke, and I really think that there's a problem with this game, and it's that when people run out of money and aren't willing to go to an ATM, they don't leave. Like, if you're out of money and you don't want to spend any more money, you leave the theme park, but they seem to stay for a while, and I don't know why. And it's really starting to affect this game. Like, I don't know what it is with Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, because this never happens in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. Maybe it's just that I'm always playing in Sandbox, but, like, when I play in career mode in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, I never seem to have this issue. But, I really don't know how to solve this problem. If you have any ideas for me, please tell me. I'm desperate. I am so desperate. And that's not the only issue we're having. Another issue we're having is frame rate. Frame rate is actually, sorry, it's not really frame rate, it's frame drops. Because the frame rate is actually doing okay. It's sticking around 30 FPS. I'm not gonna get angry at the game for having this mediocre frame rate, because this game has to do a lot of stuff. Because it has to do roller coaster physics, it has to do people, it has to simulate people, it has to. It's honestly impressive that this game runs at all. But and like people say, oh, this game's poorly optimized, but like it really isn't. It's pretty well done. But the problem is, it's just the nature of this game makes it difficult. And perhaps maybe a fault, the only minor fault this game has is maybe the maps are a bit too big for what this is. And that's the issue I want to address here is, I want to finish this park. That's something I'm keen to do. But the issue with me fixing this park is, to fix this park, I have to, to finish this park, I have to, if I was to finish it at the same, rate or density, really, that I'm doing this, that I've done this opening section, the frame rate would die, because at this point we filled out roughly a third of the park. I don't know if one more part of this park is going to get detail, but the issue is, like, there just is not enough. Like, just to keep the frame rate within a sane, keep the frame rate sane, like, I don't think, I can't fill this entire park in. So, I've been considering what I'm going to do to solve this frame rate issue, and, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to have a very large lake somewhere in this park. Well, actually, no, I'm thinking like in the center, and then maybe have a mountain, which, by the way, I don't know if I think I recorded this on here. We reveal a research project, and finally we got that, linear induction motor right. Oh, here's me placing all the millions upon millions of vending machines. But the thing is, yeah, I really don't know how, this is gonna, my hope is, because I think the thing that's dragging the frame rate is not, I do not believe that the thing that is the big deficit to the frame rate is, graphics. Because my graphics card's okay, and I don't really think this game is graphically demanding. Like, like, Just Cause 3 is a graphically demanding game because there's so many explosions and whatnot, but there's not a lot of particle effects or anything like that this game has to render, at least all at once. I really don't think graphics is the issue. I really think processing is the issue. And because everyone who plays this game gets eventual slowdowns at some point, regardless of whether they have the NVIDIA 1090 or me with my GTX 960. I think what I'm going to have to do is reduce the number of guests, because how guests work in this game is, guests, they all have their needs and whatever, and that's fine. I'm not disputing that. I do really think that the guests should have, I don't think the guests should change, except for, as before mentioned, they should leave once they don't want to spend any more money, or they run out of money. It's a bit annoying, but, yeah, I'll get back to a possible solution for that a bit later, but let me keep going about what I was talking about the future of this park. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make a massive lake, and I'm also going to have a massive mountain, and there's going to be several coasters around that mountain. Maybe have even a coaster inside, an underground coaster, because I like underground stuff in this game. So I might get underground, maybe even an underground section to a theme park up to this underground section to this theme park in the inside, just inside a mountain. I think that would be pretty cool. And yeah, that would be great. But yeah. So again, let me go back to the guest issues we were having. So I messed around with an hour, and I don't think I'm going to record that footage or sorry, I did not record that footage. And I didn't want to put it in because it was a lot of micromanagement. It was a lot of just training staff, waiting around, trying, because the money basically flatlines at $210K. And what I did was my main solution was, just make rides cost less. And, there's well, I've brainstormed a few solutions. Make rides cost less is the most simple one. But, like I said, people just don't seem to leave when they run out of money, and I don't really know how to fix that because, I have ATMs everywhere. And the other option that I've seen, that I've theorized, is, charging, $70 or so for entry. What this game has is it has an average spending on rides for people. So what we would do is we just turn people away at the gate who don't have enough money, and that seems okay to me. We'd go with the lowest average teen ride expense. So fundamentally, and even we could do that. So basically, no rides would turn a profit. But the risk with that is, like I said, there'd be refund problems. So I really don't know how that would work. So either we could charge, I think that's my favorite idea, is to charge money. But, and first of all, that would really make this a lot more realistic. Because that's how real theme parks work. You pay at the entrance. Well, most theme parks, there's some that you pay per ride, but I prefer the ones where you just pay at the entrance, and then you don't have to think about anything else. But yeah, it's just, cause what the issue is, people are, they can't afford to drink, and they also can't afford to ride any rides, and basically they're just getting really unhappy. And also, we've apparently been having litter problems, which was news to me. So I hired a whole bunch of janitors. There's a whole bunch more janitors, a whole bunch more security, because we were getting a lot of pickpockets as well. So we might need more security cameras littered around the place. That might help. I don't know. Anyways, these waterfalls look great. Anyways, yeah, here's the next bit, and here I am. I tried to fix like that stopping issue we had in the last episode, so I'm probably gonna cut parts of this out where I go through stuff. Well, I don't know what it'll do here. I'm just trying to change priorities to make it better. It's sort of worked, but not really. Anyway, yeah, okay, but like, yeah, I really don't know. If you have any other suggestions of how I can make money, because like, well, the issue, I don't like refunds, and I don't want to give refunds out to people. I understand the mechanic. Like, it's a good mechanic. It's just, the problem is there's, the fact that I just don't know why people, don't leave. I don't feel like I'm charging a lot for rides. Like, I've reduced my profit margins for a lot of my coasters by a ton. And I've also reduced a lot of, food and drink places, costs, but, it just doesn't seem to, I can't fix the problem. I've placed loads and loads of vending machines everywhere. And one of them I even set for free. That's another possible solution I came up with, is we could, have free vending machines, just in a few places around the park, just selling water, because that's just selling like drinks, because that would ultimately, that would, I think, be the most helpful thing we could do, because then people wouldn't get thirsty, because thirst is the worst need right now, and then it's hunger, and then it's bladder, and bladder I fixed, more or less. And, yeah, and I think we have enough janitors now. I don't know. We get a lot of complaints about litter. I think that was the number one negative complaint. And the other negative complaint was I'm thirsty. So I think we should also probably make more drink shops around the place. Maybe out by this other. I made a food shop. No one comes out there because I don't know why. Well, I guess there aren't any rides by it. It's just to the. It's sort of by the wooden coasters entrance. I don't know if I did that on the live stream or live stream time lapse or not. Anyways, yeah. So it's getting a bit hard for me to make money in this game, and it's certainly getting frustrating. And yeah, I've been trying to mess around with this for a bit. I'm like, I don't really know what to do because I think I could place more ATMs, I guess. I don't know. I have one by this ride's entrance, like right across the way. I could place. I think I need more ATMs, but like there aren't a lot of people withdrawing from ATMs. I really think that the best way we could possibly do this is to have an entrance fee and then charge nothing for rides. And I don't know if that would work. Like that is, I've tried that once before in a medium difficulty scenario. Needless to say, it did not go well. Yeah, but you see there, just back there was a lot of positive feedback. There was nothing negative. Everyone was just like, in fact, one of the biggest comments was 2% of people were like, oh, I was caught pickpocketing. And here we are. That right back there, that was the average expenses. And I'm considering that is maybe that's something we need to edit, but I'm not sure. Edit towards and like use that as our basis for like one go payment for entrance fee, but I just don't know. I don't know what we're supposed to do anymore, what the game really wants out of me. So I just want to make a nice park that makes money. But it's starting to turn into the last scenario we did where it's money just died. So it just dropped off and died. So I think what I'm going to have to do, or what I'm going to do, is I'm probably going to put up another time lapse sometime in the near future. And I'm going to... It might be the next thing I do, I don't know. I am busy. I'm taking summer school for the next 2 weeks, but next Friday I should be relatively free of work. And I'll hopefully be able to post more frequently. I'm sorry my upload schedule has kind of fallen apart these past few days, but yeah, anyways, so hopefully I'll try to fix this. Oh, and yeah, so I changed Gamma. Tell me if you like it, but that's it for this episode. So like, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you.